Welcome, everyone, to another Red Spotlight reaction commentary series. This is the first time we're reacting to a series that's new in a very long time. And if you can see the faces in front of you, I'm Alexis, and joined by David, of course, by also Alexis Moreno. This is the first time the three of us have reacted to a new series since something else, which was also a Star Wars show. And I feel like the expectation is this will be a much more pleasant and enjoyable experience. We're going to react, of course, to the first 3 episodes of the second season of Andor today, and we are really trying to contain our excitement for it. Of course, this is much anticipated. I think Andor was something that really caught the world by storm in a very surprising way. And it very quickly ended up being not only probably the best Star Wars show, but one of the most relevant TV shows in the era that we're currently living in. They really went out of their way to give us the full fascist experience. Not just watching it on our screens, but living it in our lives day in and day out. So I feel like, you know, we can sit here all day and talk about how great the first season was, but I'm sure that'll spill over into our conversations as we watch the first couple of episodes of season 2 right here. So let me go ahead and throw it over to you guys and just say what you want to say about the fact that we're here reacting to a good Star Wars show.
I can't believe it. I'm so excited. I watched the recap on Disney Plus, and then I only watched 2 episodes. The last episode, and then the escape from the prison. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Yeah. David?
Yeah, I'm excited. She was playing the little speech in the last episode when she got home, and I was almost tearing up, man.
No, yeah, it's great.
It's a fantastic scene, but yeah, I'm so excited for this show and what the heck they're gonna do.
Yeah, especially because we know with this season, it's going to be a very interesting structure. Because we have basically, I feel, based on the title that we already saw, which was in and of itself, I guess, I don't know, a small spoiler. We're going to be jumping 1 year into the future, but we're going to be playing around with time because there's going to be some massive time jumps. This season is going to be, it's interesting because
like 4 years.
Yes, basically. Do you feel Disney's making a mistake dropping 3 in the same week? Because it does give the impression that they're just trying to dump this as soon as possible.
No. The first season, every 3rd episode built up to something. And I'm sure maybe they kind of thought, oh, hey, let's just do it like this. And maybe people will enjoy it more. People will talk about it more. Because, for sure, when we first saw the first episode, me and Ella were kind of like, yeah, it was good. They set up a lot of things. I don't know. It's not really much for us to say. So, but then you get to the 3rd episode and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Y'all were doing something great here. Oh, dang.
And I also respect that it's a contained story. Like, it's very mapped out, and they're not like the fact that it's only 2 seasons and there's not going to be any more, like, I like that.
Yeah,
so
especially because from an exterior standpoint, there's no chance of any more corporate interference or of it being canceled. We have the whole story and it's done.
And so I don't mind, like, the 3 episodes.
Okay.
Every week.
Well, today will be a first for us. Let's see how, because usually we only react to, the most we've done was the Ahsoka premiere, which was 2 episodes. So this will be interesting. All right, well, I think we're just gonna go ahead and jump into it, right? I think it's time to just go ahead and pull the Band-Aid off, and let's just see where we're gonna go.
Was that how the title card went in the first season?
Similarly, yeah.
Okay.
Did Tony Gilroy direct these as well as write these? Every
I don't know
episode? Do
about
we have
this
that
season,
confirmed?
but I know in the last episode it was him.
Okay. Does that actor look familiar to you? I
The actress?
feel like I've seen that actor before, yeah. Somewhere, I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't think so. Well, I mean maybe, but that was suspicious.
It was, yeah. So already in the middle of a mission, that's what it is, okay.
Mhm.
This makes it worth it. This. Right now. Being with you, being here at the moment you step into the circle. Look at me. You made this decision long ago. The Empire cannot win. You'll never feel right unless you're doing what you can to stop them.
You just say immediately, like, the leaps and bounds this character has grown since the first season. For him to deliver that, it's also just a nice way to, bring us back into this world and just getting straight to it, what this is really all about. This ultimate fight. And also part of the identity of this show is getting to see the normal person and their reason for why they risk it all. So, I mean, it's just also, we're going to say this about almost every exchange here, but everything said there was just like gripping to the point where we couldn't speak. So that should give you a good. And then of course, here's the we're going to find out what was going on here with it.
It's gonna be a hard show to commentate on, just because we're
Well,
so
at least in the
excited.
moment.
We want to like take in every second of it, because that's what
Yeah.
we did in the first season.
Ooh. Do you have an issue already?
It's like fuck.
Oh, okay.
All right. The panic though is real. It's like in any situation, like when you really need technology to work and then it just like turns off, you're just like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Have we seen this ship like this in detail? I mean, it's like the Kylo Ren ship, right?
it's like a TIE fighter. But
Mhm.
from this level of detail from the inside,
I don't
never,
think so.
probably. Nope. No.
And it's white.
Yeah.
It's probably like a test.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Oh no!
Actually, I
That's
think
not-
that's what the character said. That he's a
Fuck.
new pilot, like excited to test something. I can't remember.
Oh god!
Well, I guess it's like. By the way, great camera work. Look at
Yes.
this. Wow. And that's bad.
Oh shit! Oh!
That was lucky. That would have been game over. Jesus. Is this supposed to be a normal TIE fighter?
No, I'm fairly certain that this is some sort of like new sort of fighter.
But it can't be because
Well, there have been variations of TIE fighters we've seen. They're not.
Mhm.
But this looks a little different than the mass-produced one. Unless maybe that's just how it is before we get to flight. But geez, he's having a rough time of it. Again? Help me out, guys. This has to be about the worst takeoff I've ever seen, right? Like, like ever? I hope someone in a cowboy hat's watching this, so they can like learn. This is how you do an exhilarating flight sequence.
And a cowboy?
You just got it.
And the music.
The music, I was
It's
just
so
gonna say
good.
that.
See this fight scene here,
The
comparing it to
sound?
Ahsoka.
The sound,
Yes,
the
and I
visuals
think-
too. Like,
But like the difference is that with the Ahsoka, air battles, a lot of it just took place in space, and so you can just go anywhere you want to. And when they were just going at a certain direction,
that's
it
being
didn't-
too kind, David. But they were also pretty much directionless and clumsy too. It wasn't like it was exciting.
I mean, that's the
at
thing,
all,
though. It's
But I
like-
get the point.
Yeah, but like on this one though, yeah, it makes sense that he has to go on the ground to like, throw off the other fighters and all that. But also he doesn't have full control of that fighter. So that kind of adds a little bit of suspense, and yeah, it just all of it makes sense. You understand the thought process. What the fuck?
Is that the doctor?
Oh,
That's the doctor from last season, the one that had the torture device. Remember?
okay.
This has to be a dream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point. Chandrila. That's Mon Mothma's home planet. Have we seen her planet before?
Nope.
We haven't.
Mm-mm.
It's your friend, darling. You and us can sort it out.
Who did she see?
I know.
Is it Luthen?
Probably.
I wanna say yes.
Oh,
Oh.
no. It's, well...
Have you seen who's here?
Oh.
Oh, okay. No.
This camera movement is wild to me. I love
I know.
the way that this is playing out.
Morning.
Her home is north.
And you see how we don't
And I know
need
there
big wide shots of the planet to kind of feel immersed in this,
Wow.
like we do with Ahsoka.
Just looking to catch up. I'll find you later.
Oh, something to look forward to.
So much going on. It's
I know, we still haven't seen who it is.
Luthen,
it's
Mhm.
Yeah, you found me.
what are you doing here?
I'm afraid that's a secret.
great scene. Love the sets. Look beautiful. What can I say? Yeah, I had the same reaction to that. What is that?
Not the cops. Do you hear that?
I didn't hear anything, no.
Oh shoot! I didn't notice I was muted most of the episode. I'm like, no. Oh well.
Did he go to hyperspace in that thing? 'Cause
Probably.
They can't do that unless it's the one that I'm thinking about, but I don't think it's that.
It might be.
The only ones that were able to do that, they didn't mass produce those. That's what the whole Thrawn thing in Lothal was about. He wanted to mass produce TIE fighters that were able to jump into hyperspace, the TIE Defender project, which the rebels there took care of. But this would be, well, technically it would be the same time. That was 4 years before, right? 4 years before A New Hope, so it might pan out, but that's speculation. That assumes that this is the one, and I don't think it is. There's probably a different.
But I mean, maybe they made.
I mean, they're
Obviously not like.
prototypes.
Yeah.
I mean, it does
I don't
kind
know how
of
it
look
would
like the
fit in.
one.
Huh?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
It does kind of look like the one from Rebels. I think it didn't have those pointy edges in the end, but it does kind of look like it.
He's surrounded. He needs to know it.
The number? The actual number?
Are you kidding?
What's going on here?
The enemy.
I knew you would do this. I'm not an Imperial pilot.
Did they say where we were at?
No.
I don't
Here's
remember.
Krennic, I guess. Look at the look at her face. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Gorman pride is a term you'll often hear, and it will only take you a few hours on the ground to understand the source of that term.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Anyone here is unaware of the difficulties we've had making the Emperor's dream of energy independence a reality.
Were they looking at the people? The workers?
Access to stable, unlimited power.
Unlimited.
And you've been selected to help plan for that possibility.
Why does she look like she is uncomfortable?
Maybe over a miss.
Cardi,
Alright.
please.
You think you'll be able to do it?
Nothing's where it's supposed to be.
Not sure. So they're gonna basically raid that planet and strip it of its resources, and they need these people to kill them and keep them quiet.
We need all the room we can get.
Okay.
Do the math.
Is there anything to eat in there?
No.
What the f-
It would present stark challenges to the local population.
Meaning what?
The extent of our withdrawal may render the planet unstable. It's gouge mining. There would be stress on the planet's core.
They will not go quietly.
Which is exactly why you're here.
This is bad. This is bad. I mean, this is basically like, we need to, there's some valuable resources hitting under the city of Chicago. We just need to find a way to get rid of everybody. But if we dig too far into the earth, it might risk the whole planet falling apart.
Mhm.
We're talking about the planetary core. If that's gone,
I get it. 2 days, no food. Makes everyone cranky, right?
How do you know how long we've been here?
You were not here 3 days ago when I left.
I love his thought process in figuring people out, but not just like a person, but a group or community. Because the way he figured out the prison, like how he was like, there's not a lot of workers here. We can take them, you know? And like the way he figured it out is just by how the guards were treating them. Like they didn't want to like push too hard on them in case someone did want to rebel against them and all that. So it's insane how you can figure that out.
We're all part of the same rebellion.
Your friend was hostile.
He was on a mission. We're stealing an Imperial test ship. For who? Who are you with?
this guy's getting on my nerves. I need to shut the fuck up, that person in particular.
G. Shambo, Nisus Osar will be our partners from the Ministry of Enlightenment. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Director.
I mean, it's kind of
That
interesting.
sounds like Spanish
how-
Inquisition. What this?
It
The
literally
Ministry
is.
of Enlightenment?
It's interesting how they're going back and forth between the two groups. Because
Yeah.
one is very new. They don't know what's going on. They know, like, the end goal, but they're just like, what? And this one's like, yeah.
And didn't it seem as if the Gore were doing what they always do? Putting themselves first. Did a dedicated Imperial Naval Inspector really have to die to protect Gorman pride?
We did that.
Hey, did they hire Donald Trump's personal advisors to be on this show? Wow, this is exactly what we're living through right now. Let's just invent bullshit. Now they're just coming up with like an alibi. It's, well, aren't the Gormans arrogant? Didn't they have it coming?
Non-aggressive, unpleasant, keeping to themselves. Is it just coincidence that the Gorman personality seems so in tune with these creatures? The secrecy, the overcharging, mocking Imperial protocols, laughing at us.
Mocking Imperial protocols. Where have I heard that before in our lives? Beats me. But yes, Alexis, what you were saying, that I agree with what you were saying, just to be clear about that.
Oh, you're not getting anywhere. Because you're not letting her concentrate.
These people are out of their depth. I mean, come on. You're just wasting time.
Who's really in charge here?
Yeah, come
Why not have a plague? Or stage some natural disaster?
How to motivate them to leave the place of their own accord?
We've actually gamed that out. It gets unpredictable very quickly.
Oh, picture.
The little picture, yeah. What if that little girl is a spy? The one that goes and sees him.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I like the idea that they're trying to make it like a little life here.
Well, it's a proud tradition in our family. We've all treasured our naval service.
And where are you stationed?
I've been training on Steer Guard, but we're all being transferred now.
Really? Where's everyone going?
Okay.
They've had their first fight. Oh dear. Leaders run off. You'll have to excuse me.
Of course. Maybe this is why children shouldn't be married, but it's just one person's idea, you know?
What happened? He won't hold my hand. I keep trying and he keeps pushing me away.
I hope she, like, tells her. I don't want the show to end and her daughter not know what's going on.
I mean, if you remember, I think everyone who saw the show was in agreement, like, don't trust the daughter. Nobody liked her.
No, that daughter's a liability.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust her for shit. I mean, last we saw her, she sounded like a, yay, me, I'm a fascist, yay. So it's like, no, put your stock in that.
Do you remember, like, the look she gave her? I think when they were having dinner or something, or some sort of event. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's so complicated.
He could have been captured. He could have run away.
Oh yeah, of course.
Talking about is a mutiny.
It's not a mutiny.
God, this is still going on. You kids can't get it together. Jeez.
Call me a liar.
You're not even good at that.
Oh no.
Well, this really went south. That was it. What?
Dude.
That went by so fast.
What? That was an episode?
45 minutes. Yeah, that's an episode, yeah.
That was...
Does it have something at the end?
I doubt it. Nah, the credits here are always like 10 minutes long, so...
No, there's nothing at the end. This ain't Sinners. I mean, the initial thoughts is that it wasted no time dropping us back into the madness. That was basically what we would think a general episode of this show is, which is just a lot of struggle, and then also just people just having some pretty malevolent plots forming. This, however, it's interesting because I feel like we're at the beginnings. I think to me, the most that I was really curious is just to be a fly on the wall, basically at that meeting of the Empire, finding a way to eliminate the population because they know basically their operation is going to all but destroy the planet. So they need to find a way to get them out of there. But I'm thinking is like, this may be a critical mistake they make. Because some of the senior officers were already saying they're not going to go quietly, and it's not as if they don't already have significant political power. So this could be a really, really bad. This could go very bad for the Empire immediately, and it could be a battling cry for the rebellion if word gets out. Because I mean, you can only imagine how bad things can get, with like what they're trying to toy with here.
Also, do we know what it is that they want? Like,
so
I know they're like the mineral or whatever the fuck, but like, do we know what it is?
It's gonna have to be about the Death Star, since
something the minerals are going to be used as a layer of coat for the reactor beams.
Mm-hmm.
I think of the Death Star. I think that's what they were saying.
They didn't specifically mention the Death Star, but yeah.
But we know that's what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should we start the next one?
Yeah. No, I mean, my quick thoughts on the first episode. It's just like the first episode on the first season. Lots of setup, lots of information, but these 3 episodes are going to be a slow burn. So, we stayed quiet for a lot of the episode, but like we said, there's a lot of information to take in, and we want to take in as much information as we can.
And the beginning was insane.
Mm-hmm. And not just,
oh
with
god,
the
the beginning was incredible.
It's the visuals and all that.
So. Oh yeah. The sets feel alive. It's amazing when you can do a Star Wars show that's actually when you make the sets and not make it in front of the volume the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible here. No, I mean, I don't really have many notes to say here. I thought it was a pretty terrific first episode and already setting the stage. And I'm curious to see where this is going to go right now.
There you are.
It is a beautiful show, isn't it? It's just like, you didn't talk about lighting or visuals, but
no notes.
Propaganda will only get you so far. You need a radical insurgency you can count on.
Interesting how Deidre say that she's forming an opinion. What do we think is happening? I know, Alexis, you pointed it out. It's like, do you think she's having some inner conflict in herself?
I think not in what they have to do, but just in herself because of what happened last season. And I mean, he pointed it out, like, people haven't recovered from that, and I'm sure that in her mindset, that's, very like, fuck.
You were hiding in the bunker.
You take it back.
Get stuck!
Fuck, he actually killed her. I didn't even see that part. Like, so much was happening so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably like, what the hell? This is it?
It's like Gamora in Guardians. I'm gonna die surrounded by the biggest idiots in the galaxy.
Why are you laughing?
I don't. It's just like how hard this intro is going. With all this extra music in there. It's like,
yeah,
it's not like funny. It's just like.
That's why I asked, like, was this the title in the first season? Because they're going hard, and is it because they know they got a good show here?
Maybe. Not mad at it.
Oh yeah, same.
I am mad at these idiots now. Literally, what are we doing here? And he's still locked up. Really? You're still cuffing him? Yeah.
Oh shit.
About what I expected.
Nobody. Just a boot.
Crab's boot.
You just left it out there? His foot was still in it.
Did I miss something? Why do they need the body?
We'll find out.
Okay.
Tell your boyfriend to back off the nog.
He's my boyfriend.
Oh, what have you done? Thrown him over?
I don't know who we're talking about.
Tay Colmer, is he not your lover? Tay had a bit too much first night punch. Had to be taken home.
This brings up so many questions. For one, like, I'm really curious to know what exactly then did Mon marry this asshole, number one. And then number two, was it something that also was arranged? Because I feel like since the very beginning, they don't seem to care very much for one another, do they?
No, it was an arranged marriage. That was the reason why the writer wanted to focus on that storyline specifically. Like I said, he knew nothing about Mon Mothma's story. He just asked someone saying, hey, give me some fun facts. And they said she was a senator at 16. She was arranged marriage and, you know, throwing other stuff in. And he just went, the arranged marriage, work with that, you know. Because he could have easily, you know, written something about her being a senator super young, having that sort of authority at such a young age, can mess her up, can mess up someone or anyone. But no, he focused on the arranged marriage and it's been working.
Find out what I can. Cassian.
I like that everybody's like relying on him for stuff.
Yeah. Well, also like that's sort of the build up for these 3 episodes. It's just he's trying to get home, and which is kind of what we left off in the last season, where it's like, I'll find you guys, and we're to assume that he did find them eventually. They found a place, but there's still things getting in his way.
You need a perimeter.
I was just about to do that. If it tastes like it smells.
I know they're annoying and obviously they're don't work well together, but I like that group because it reminds me of the animated show.
There's a future here for those who dare.
I'm very interested about that character. I really liked him in the first season.
Just promise you won't leave without saying goodbye.
I'm scared.
That looks like bad news. Very bad news.
I'm not sure my husband would approve.
Oh. Sorry to hear that. Is he here?
Somebody else. Anyone else just got uncomfortable?
Nice to meet you. See you along the way.
That could have gone very badly.
Having fun?
When was the last time this happened?
Wedding hike. Perrin and I.
Wedding hike? I'm just kidding.
I've never heard of a wedding hike before. That's kind of hilarious. But of course, that would never be a thing that would happen here because, well, it's pretty self-explanatory.
It moved. Check it. Bro.
It moved.
Another few centimeters. Hey, bit by bit.
Oh fuck!
Seems like an awful lot of energy. That's what I was thinking. Just go in there and shoot them to hell. Like, it's not that complicated. Like, this is a joke. God, I'm sorry. I'm just.
The more this goes on, the more I'm just like, I can't believe this is happening. I can't
know,
believe he's in the middle of
I
this.
can.
We could pretend that you're not back.
We can't cancel again.
Very curious to see where that goes.
Okay.
Honestly.
Alright!
Hello, darling.
Dude, she
So we're in a team now.
As we should. So good.
rocks every outfit. I can't.
Every outfit, yep.
Remarkable. No one's seen anything like this for a long time.
Can you imagine the amount of costumes they have in storage just for these scenes alone? Oh my god.
I'm shocked. I'm sorry, I feel terrible. I really had no idea.
You know, the irony is, it's the rebellion that's hurt me most. Rebel activity soured my investments. You can see how I might feel undervalued.
He knows that. We all know that look.
Okay, I think I understood, but I'm not sure.
He's basically
like backing out.
Hmm?
He's backing out.
No, he's not backing out. It's just that. Well, he might back out. I don't know. But everything that the rebellion is doing is screwing him over. So he's like probably.
And he's
losing a lot of
basically
money.
in. He's basically in. Like, he's putting his own money to help Mon, but the rebel activity is hurting him. So it's like, it's a really weird spot. It's like, hey, I'm helping you out by funding your project, but your activities are literally crushing me. So I don't know where this leaves us, and I don't know what you expect, but I cannot help you if I have no funds to give, and I can't have any funds to give if your activities are depriving me of those funds. Do you see how this works? So this is a problem.
Mm. Yeah, then the way he was saying it, though, it almost makes it seem like you better hurry up or something's gonna happen.
Well, because
so
the way he, and I think it's like, well, why did it take so long? Like, Mon should have been on this a while back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure, it's like he could have been more upfront with it because he didn't make it sound as serious in the last episode as it sounds right now.
But my Salam Sena, the elders know what I'm talking about, right? my hope.
Oh my god, her face.
How's he know that?
They've been sneaking. What is the plan?
Shut up!
It took this long to ask. What is the plan?
Go, let's go, let's go! Oi! Watch him, eyes open.
What was the point of that?
So unnecessary, but okay.
What was the point of that?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I thought we were going.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
At this point, if I'm Cassian, I pray that they all kill each other. And then just move on at this point.
I can't.
I really thought that.
Let your weapon fall. 1, 2, 3!
I've had enough. I've had enough of this.
Break! Don't move, or I'll kill
Just shoot him at this point. Like, what does it mean? Like,
I really thought it was gonna be like a duel. Like,
Oh my god.
that's what it was. That's what it was. And it was
He's like, I just need to get away. Bro.
I know, dude. I hope he just flies off, and they're all looking at the ship like, "What do we do now?"
What? Did somebody just get eaten?
Oh shoot!
That wasn't Yavin, was it?
It looked like it actually.
Did it look like Yavin? Yavin 4,
Mhm.
the planet where they eventually have the rebel base there?
Yeah.
Because of those temples that we saw at the end.
Yeah. He's
Okay,
gonna go back,
a couple.
right?
Here's the thing. This may be a personal thing, but if it were me that were bound for hours on end, listening to those idiots literally destroy each other, this may just be me, and you two are free to be your own people. But I feel like if it were me and I were getting away, I would have at least dropped a bomb before I left. Because can we just be frank? Idiocy like that in that galaxy, you don't deserve to live. I think you've just kind of forfeited the right, especially since I'm sure they murdered, and they admitted to, they murdered the other guy, that his life did actually matter because he was doing good. These idiots, what good were they doing? No sympathy whatsoever. And I'm sorry, but I was just like, that's just me. Maybe you feel differently, but were they comedic? Sure, I guess, but I was I was angry. anytime it came back to that. So there's that. Really interesting mechanizations happening at the wedding. It seems like we're getting into a situation where Luthen is going to advocate for the murder of Tay, because Tay seemingly is losing it. Maybe not so much. I mean, he has good reasons to be upset, but clearly, since we didn't see, but we heard that he's kind of like getting a little too out of control in terms of like the party, and it's kind of like getting down in the dumps a bit too much. And so, if we know how Luthen's mind works, it's like, okay, boom, bam, out of the way with, which is going to be tough because Mon is like, well, that's not only a friend, but a close friend at that, and that's going to be an interesting situation that we're going to have to be looking. Maybe in this next episode, we'll see where that's going to go. And then, I mean, really tense stuff that was happening with Bix's group, especially that sequence with that Imperial officer, very slimy, very creepy, very well done. And then it seems, and I feel like we could have probably have pictured this for ourselves, but since the conclusion of the last season, since Cyril saved Deidre from that rebel, it seems those two have made a connection of sorts. And it's very...
Should they live together?
It seems that way.
Yeah.
It seems that way. Which is really interesting to see what that kind of relationship looks like. Very interested to explore that even further. But again,
we haven't had that, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
no.
What?
Like a relationship on that side?
On that side, I mean, the only thing we can relate it to as far as Star Wars is concerned, we didn't actually see it, but it's like a bad guy like couple situation.
Mm-hmm.
It would be Ventress and Quinlan Voss in Dark Disciple if you've read the book, and that would be the equivalent that I could think of. But aside from that, no. In Star Wars, you mean? Yeah. That's what I think. I can't think of any other.
Yeah, I was thinking of them too, but it's like different.
Well, it's very different. Like these are like could not be far different. But I think like what kind of makes them, well, it's like at one point Ventress and Voss were villains together, so that's kind of like the comparison that I draw here. Not so much for like, because it's like interesting, like Ventress, while being a Sith apprentice at one point and being known to kill, her fair share of people, I don't know. Would I ever call her a fascist? Like, it feels like she was just a tool.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, not that Deidre isn't. Obviously, the higher ups like Krennic have noticed the talent that she has, but like, I mean, she was pretty much raw fascism all the way, and it's really curious. I don't know. Do you guys? What do you think is happening internally with her? Do you think she's having second thoughts after her experience with the Rebel Alliance, or what? Because there's seemingly some conflict there.
Yeah.
No, I think it's what Alex said. I think the conflict is just within herself, doubting herself if she's capable of doing her job of sorts,
and not in a way that like, am I capable
am I able to climb the ladder in this sort of situation and all that?
Because she wants it.
Mm-hmm. She wants to move up. She'll do anything she can to move up. I mean, that's what she did in the first season. She completely went against the rules. Someone tried to call her out on that, and the boss, the one that she's been talking to, was like, that's a good idea, actually. You're taking initiative. And, that kind of led to her overconfidence of sorts, trying to find Luthen and the people that he was working with. And it just all went to shit towards the end. So, yeah, she's having a bit of conflict with that. Although, to be fair with her, she probably wouldn't have guessed. Nobody would have been able to guess how bad things would have gotten for what she did and all that. And yeah, I'm actually very curious about her and her relationship with the other guy. I can't remember his name. Because
Cyril.
he very much sees what she wants to become, and that's kind of why he was attracted to her from the beginning and all that. So I'm kind of curious, like, how that's actually gonna go between the two of them.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like the Underwoods from House of Cards, a little bit. Which you two have never seen, I think.
I saw the first season, and I kind of got what you mean. Yeah,
okay.
They all just they both push themselves to kind of move up the ladder. Not so much be better versions of themselves, but just to kind of like, hey, you got to do what you got to do, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, did we go to the next one already? Is it my imagination or are these flying by?
They are.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Maybe it was worth it dropping 3 episodes.
No, imagine the first episode. Are you kidding me? Oh,
yeah.
We would have been.
That's it? I mean, we were.
Yeah, we kind of were already.
Very interesting. I love how the music's hyping us up already.
Oh no!
Shit.
Oh wow.
The place right here. Pay him no mind, Talia.
Oh, that's got to be real, right?
Yeah.
That can't be CG.
Right?
Like the way it's moving, it's very much like someone's just going like.
Oh, you're whining. Like you don't all eat your fill every time.
The aliens?
No.
The animal that was like on the left side of the screen, like when it was zooming in.
Oh, okay.
But that it's not yet time for a marriage. We can put it off. And it will be remembered as an act of great bravery. I promise you. You do not have to go through with this.
I wish you were drunk.
No one's gonna like her. Just.
Fuck you. If that's the way you want to have it. I mean, she basically just told her mom to fuck off.
Wait. You're to stand behind me.
I'm sorry, but yeah, she's not worth saving. We
That
gotta
was a
move past
good
it.
line.
Like this one's not getting with the program here, and she doesn't seem like she just seems like a very self-obsessed person, and not. I mean, I wish you were drunk. Really, that's what you say to your mom?
I mean, when she's being forced to. And I know that she just had that conversation. But, okay, I see it in her eyes, or her whatever age she is, as like, I'm so mad at my mom. I don't care what she tells me. I'm going to go with the opposite of whatever she tells me.
I don't think that's what she's doing at all. Some part of her wants to just keep tradition of her own people, even if that's something that her mom is against. And mind you, her dad is not really like for this tradition either. But
that's what I mean. Like, I don't think she wants to go through with it. But she's so angry. This is the way that I'm interpreting it, and I think I would have done the same thing, where it's like, I'm so mad at you. I'm like blocking myself from actually doing what I want because I just want to make you as angry as I am.
I don't.
That does sound like a child. So
yeah.
That's exactly the kind of logic a child would have.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that David's just like saying, well, I mean, she was just given legitimately an out, and she spat in the face of that, so. Interesting cut from that to this.
Where they actually want to be together.
Those two?
Yeah. I think.
I think so. I think Zero is very nervous of having dinner with his mom. Because if you remember the first season, his mom is horrible.
What can I get you to drink?
Don't you wonder what I thought you'd look like?
I'm afraid to ask.
Do you have spiced tea?
Since when are you drinking spiced tea?
But I have a feeling they're gonna like kill her or something.
I know, right? But I love that look though. Even she's realizing, oh, this is why you wanted to postpone, huh?
What does that mean?
Just give me a few minutes.
Why can't I call home?
You won't get through. There's a frequency blockade.
What's going on there?
I don't know, which is why I'm telling you to keep the signal open.
I wouldn't have said anything.
I know.
Yeah, I would have just...
Yeah. Hyperdrive.
My parents were criminals. They were arrested when I was 3. I was raised in an Imperial Kinderblock.
Imperial Kinder.
Okay.
Well, nothing delicate about that, is there?
We had everything we needed.
Except a mother's love.
We didn't know what we were missing.
Please welcome the freshly unbraided.
Oh my god. I love that this dinner is more stressful than anything else, honestly. I'm just like...
He looks miserable.
Who?
The guy, the group.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. This is so stressful.
You want Cyril in your life, you will think before you speak. I'll make sure he visits twice a month. I'll make sure that he calls you. You can spare me the Uncle Harlow testimonials. I've had a look at his ISB criminal files, and that is not a story you want to be advertising.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Perhaps some more cakes?
What did you do? He's
You know
probably
what?
thinking. But, you know. She took care of business, didn't she?
Stecken, I gift you this piece of our history. May it bind you to the land.
That's such
and
a
each
rich
other.
person gift. Thanks. We'll admire it from afar, but okay.
Party. Okay.
So that confirmed it. It did jump into hyperspace.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Cass.
Jesus Christ. This is not good. I would hide. Especially since it's this particular asshole. This is not... Did they really miss each other?
I think he was going back. I don't think he was going after him.
I think
thought he was.
I don't know.
That's the whole reason he left, was because they wasn't nearby.
I said no!
Honestly, hey Bob.
I really am liking this music.
Sir.
That was funny. Beautiful.
Done. That's a TIE fighter. That's insane. Those comms up. Hey! Hey!
Oh. Go. Honestly, just leave
my
it.
God.
Okay. No,
Okay.
he's good. Never mind.
No, No. Ah!
She's really going hard, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she knew.
Oh, he's noticing. Like, hold up. To say
Something ain't right here.
Oh my god. I like the music playing, but I don't know how I feel about the choice in the ending. Like, it works in like getting that sense of pressure that they're all feeling and everything, but I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to say. This wasn't like as big of an impact, or like no, I guess action packed as the first three in the first season. But I mean, I don't mind. That's not a complaint, you know. That it's just, but I either way though, he did a good job at building all of this up. It just like I said, it's all the pressure. I guess maybe the music does work. I don't know, because that's what it is. I think in the first three, it's sort of. It is kind of the sense of the adventure, you know. It's how it always ends on a lot of Star Wars shows, where it's just like, you know, they're all looking into space and then they go into hyperdrive and all that.
It was a very dark episode.
Dark, but like it was still this, like, you know, it's the beginning. It's like, here's this big adventure into the rebellion and all that. That's kind of how it was. Whereas this one, it's like, yeah, he's in the rebellion and shit's getting real. So, I keep having the credits on. Actually, let's check. Is there for sure nothing? Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Okay. But yeah, this is still really, really good. This is the one thing about this show that everyone kept bringing up in the first season is that there is a lot of what's the word? You just stay in the moment with a lot of these. You can't really say that with the other live action ones. You just kind of move on to the next story bit, which is all jokes. It's all references or something, or it's just there's a bit of information to know. Okay, this is where the main character has to go now. Whereas this one is like, you don't know which. Yeah, it's still giving you information, but it's also showing you the universe, the galaxy, and all that, and the certain situations that everyone has to deal with. Where Andor, it's all losing people. It's, you know, having the rough side of this rebellion. Whereas with Mon Mothma, it's the politics game that she has to deal with, which is all bullshit in her head, but it's ultimately something that she has to play. You guys.
That was kind of intense. I really like this episode though.
Mm-hmm. You're shocked, Alexis?
No, I mean, I just like Alexis. You can say more if you want. It was. I mean, it's kind of hard at this point to like kind of like really gather my thoughts. It is quite bleak. Most of what's happening, you know, this is not even a show that in its first season, we're going to compare it to how, you know, they began the last season. Not as much delivering as far as the action is concerned, but I mean, I feel like that's to come. Mm-hmm. These episodes were very much just, you know, constructed with the idea about how quickly the Empire is just even more to a degree than the first season, just closing in on everybody's lives. And to me, the thing that I took away with it's like gripping television, the best qualities of it, make you feel like you're on the edge of your seat. If we look at what happened here, you know, a lot of what we saw were we had a dinner scene, we had wedding scenes, and on paper, you would not think to yourself that they would be stressful or leave you anxious or just keep you in suspense. And yet, and then especially with it culminating with Mon, basically again, like what I love about this show is that the dimensions they're giving that character, because, you know, I think that up until this show existed, not much of a character, right? But she's very one-dimensional and like, oh, she's this hero and she leads the rebellion. But we never really got into like what she sacrificed to be where she was at, to lead this rebellion. And it ends up being quite a bit. You know, I just feel like we can't even, at this point yet, really grasp the toll it's taking. And I feel like that whole finale with her just kind of like taking 3 shots and just going straight into the dance floor and like letting it all go is kind of like a needed release on her part, because she's now had to go through 3 days of absolute misery. I mean, the least of which, of course, her daughter is basically like going through this arranged marriage, which she can't stand. She tried to have a moment with her to let her know it's okay, and she basically spat in her face. That's how I read it anyway. And then, of course, all the while, the other business is happening, the business at hand, which would be the rebellion. And yeah, stressful enough to have Luthen here. And then, of course, comes Tay with all of these other problems. And the more and again, he's pestering her, but he's also pestering the other guy. And it's come to the point where everybody's basically in agreement. It's like this guy just needs to go, because it's more than just an issue of, well, we need to have a clarification here, because obviously, you know, his part of the partnership is not working for him. It turns out this guy's kind of going around our backs and trying to make other arrangements here, and we cannot have that. And Luthen is correct. We have to protect her, because if we cannot protect her, there is no infrastructure there to have a sustainable rebellion here. So she obviously is kind of like, well, what the fuck here? I mean, she doesn't disagree, but it's like imagine putting yourself in her position. She never thought, I think for a second, she would have to be forced into this situation where she would now have to literally trade lives in order to keep this movement alive. But again, it's tough to stomach, but she's finding a way to get through it. And I just appreciate that the show is just willing to go there. You know, it's like, hey, these are our heroes. You know, these are our anti-fascists, if you will, trying to remove the, empire at hand here. But they didn't do it with all kinds of niceties. They really had to compromise themselves along the way. And I'm grateful that we finally have a show that is willing to really just go there. And then just speaking in terms of like going to places that other shows just don't. I mean, part of what makes this just feel like the most adult drama in this universe. I mean, the idea that somebody not just like said the word, but actually, and we got the vibes very early on where this was going to go. Yeah, he was going to rape her. It was very telegraphed from the beginning what that was going to lead. And then we actually saw it, and that was vicious. The way that they were throwing each other around, and that was, I mean, props on this show for willing to take us there. And then, of course, we had a death. Well, actually, 2. One off screen, we'll see, right? And then one that we saw, basically having to get caught in the crossfire. But from the very beginning to the very end, in these 3 episodes, we are seeing, the toll this takes on real people, especially, I mean, not even those who are either in it or just loosely related to the people who are inside of it. It's just, and of course, what's lurking in the background, this sinister scheme that the Empire is cooking up, And we also heard there was a conversation that Luthen was having with some other person here whose mother was Gorman. So we're that's gonna keep popping up here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, across the board, what can we say? Thematically, it's resonant, and we feel the fear, we feel the pressure, and I think that's just amazing television. And that, of course, what helps us get there is, the direction, the writing is all very much operating at the same level as it was last season. We all know that this is leading somewhere that is going to be just incredible, I think, to see how it all pans out there. But of course, every single actor is being given an opportunity being on this show. And that's one thing that we need to not forget about, is that in literally every other live action Star Wars show, it has been a piss poor attempt at, it's kind of like been a race to the bottom, as every single show that we have been talking about, whether it would be Mandalorian, Ahsoka, or Boba Fett, the absolute amateur hour. I mean, it would be actually one thing if what they accomplished would be considered amateur. That would be an accomplishment. Most of the time, they're really kind of in a race among themselves to see who's the most incompetent. But here, we have something that is of the stature of some of the best shows that are inherently just like political dramas, but are just so resonant. To me, this is like the intrigue, the level of execution is on the level of things that we've been accustomed to, like House of the Dragon, like Dune, for instance. It's hitting that spot, and everything that we're seeing here from, the craft standpoint is working towards that. Again, just to me, this is just another reminder for why this show is so good in the first place. The scarier thing about it, of course, is that some of the things that we're seeing aren't quite so foreign to us anymore.
Yep. Yeah. It was really good. I really liked it. I'm really interested to see what other people are gonna say. Like, I know a lot of people have said that they like the season and it's incredible, but like, I want to know what people are saying.
Yeah, the good thing is
episodes, because I mean, just speaking to what we saw right now, there's a lot. There's a lot to the evil couple, like, I really like that.
I like it too. But again, this is the benefit of having 12 episodes instead of 8. That makes a big difference. And I think this show benefited from having that larger episode order, especially in its first season. So yes, there's a lot going on. There are a lot of players. But I feel like what I love and admire about the Tony Gilroy is that he feels no need to rush us to get to that point.
Yeah.
And again, I do feel, though, I think there was more going on in these 3 episodes. A lot more in comparison to the original 3 episodes of Andor in season 1. Like, it doesn't even compare.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, and it makes sense. Those first 3 episodes were setting everything up for us, especially coming from what we had seen at that point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, no. You guys are in for a ride.
Yeah. It's like, well, the first 3 it's mainly just setting up the characters of, who they are, how they think, what exactly do they do in the rebellion and all that. This one, though, it almost feels like he didn't set up like a story of sorts. Like, obviously there's so much, especially with that planet that they're trying to take over and all that. I don't know. This more so felt like he wanted to wrap certain things up from the first season, the wedding and all that. What exactly happened? I don't know if you heard that there was a motorcycle just flew right by. I don't know why.
It's okay, man. I mean, I have airplanes, which could conceivably one day fall on my house. I mean, we're not going to dwell on that. So it's like, hey.
Yeah.
What a way to go out, right? eating a sandwich and then you just.
I forgot what I was going with this.
I'm sorry. I know that was kind of out of nowhere. It's okay. I mean, I could barely hear the sounds in the background from your. I mean, I didn't hear the police officers from earlier, so you know.
Yeah. It just you're just in the moment with these characters. I don't feel like a setup. He wanted you to be with them, for this little bit because it's kind of
feel what they felt. Like we felt the frustration with that group. We felt the anxiety at the end of the episode. We felt like uncomfortable in that dinner scene with the evil couple.
Yeah,
everything. And I think that's yes, it's like set up for stuff and characters and blah blah blah, but I think the biggest thing that they're trying to convey is like the tone of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know.
It's a very promising start.
Yeah, for sure.
But it also portends something really interesting. Like, I wonder, is this show gonna end on a bang, or is it gonna end in like a Shakespearean tragedy? Because that's really interesting. Which, I mean, we know the ultimate ending of one of the characters here, but the other characters we don't really know if they're ever gonna pop up anywhere else again.
That's true.
That is what's so interesting though too, because I mean we've seen other shows like prequel shows where we know the ending of these characters, and it never feels you never get a sense of danger with that character. You never feel like you don't really care what's gonna happen next when you see like a prequel show or movie from a character. This one though, the pressure is on. Like, like I said, like you feel the anxiety, the pressures, the fear with all of these characters, and that's an amazing thing that Tony Gilroy is doing.
And we also, I mean, we said it while we were watching it, but we cannot let it go. We have to really just like compliment the craft, because earlier on I was very much insulting a lot of the other Star Wars live action shows, as they should be. But in another way we can also insult them in terms of how lacking they were is just the sets, the costumes. I mean, come on. You cannot compare. You cannot compare. And then also as far as like, the effects department, that opening sequence in the first episode?
Insane.
So it's ultimately where it is. Do we have anything else to say?
Can it be Tuesday again so we can get on with the next episodes?
Yeah. Well, it could be in a week, so. All right. We'll see. We'll watch and see what the response are to these episodes, and then we'll talk about it next time.
Yeah.
All right, then, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you for episodes 4, 5, and 6 next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.